Here at Lawson Chiropractic and Natural Health Center, we have two focuses in our practice. The first focus is chiropractic care for people with spinal problems, and the second focus is nutrition evaluation for people with more metabolic dysfunction. The way we approach a patient that's having a nutritional problem, be it type 2 diabetes or fibromyalgia or irritable bowel syndrome or thyroid dysfunction, is we do nutrition response testing. And that's a method we use to determine which organs, if any, are suffering from a lack of good diet. Once we evaluate the patient and we find that they are in fact a candidate for this program, then we offer them whole food nutritional products to bolster their diet while we help them change their diet to the more proper intake of ingredients, which will ultimately restore them back to better health. The human body can probably make it to 95 years, maybe 100 years. But in this country, we wear ourselves out at 65 to 70 years, and it's because of two things. A lack of proper exercise and proper function in your bones, muscles, and joints, and improper intake of ingredients from a poor nutrition. I believe every individual has the ability to become healthier given the right set of circumstances. When I got out of the Army, I went to college and got a bachelor's degree in biology. You know, and once you're 4 years into biology, either at that point, which was 72, 74, you either went into research or you taught. And I wasn't going to do either of those. So I ended up going to X-ray technician school to get a job. And while doing X-rays on patients with back and neck problems, I noticed that the same people came back all the time. And I was really into the anatomy, and I ended up throwing my back out, helping a patient off a stretcher onto the X-ray table. And my girlfriend at the time said, "Let's go see my chiropractor." And he fixed me and brought me back to health, and I said, I gotta do this. And that's how that was my path to it. So I went to chiropractic school in 1980, and it's been a great ride ever since, you know, just helping a lot of people. Well, so there's a thing I wish I would have done 20 years ago instead of 5 years ago. You know, being in practice that long, you see a generation of patients come through. You know, you got the parents and they've got their children, and their children's having children. And so how are you doing, Mrs. Smith? I'm doing great. My back's feeling great, but I just came from the endocrinologist. You know, I'm developing type 2 diabetes, or I've got claritin-dependent allergies, and I watch the people's spinal health be maintained by chiropractic, but watch their metabolic function just deteriorate. And I needed a vehicle to try and help these people. Very frustrating, you know. When you go into chiropractic school as a young practitioner, you're taught that balancing the structure, the biomechanics of the human body helps all the function. But I saw a lot of that 25 plus years ago. But now you can adjust the spine from now till doomsday, and a lot of these degenerative diseases aren't responding at all. And why is it? It's because of the food. So, you know, in every profession you're being marketed. Every week you get a postcard in the mail touting the next panacea to boost your practice. And I was getting Dr. Ulan's with Lori on the postcard. And I took a shot one day and said, let me try this. And I sent my money in, I got the DVD, and here comes Dr. Ulan and said, you know, we can help your patients by instituting a system of nutrition into your practice, but you have to agree on a couple of things. You know, you have to agree that the food in our country has gone downhill in the last 80 to 100 years, and eating that food causes people to become sick, and finding a company that can supply the nutrients that are missing can revitalize that person's function. And he said, and this is how you do it. And I never did AK or any muscle testing, and I watch him press on somebody's arm, and I was like, well, that's very foreign to me. But the reason for doing it was so right that it tweaked my interest. And my wife and I went up to a basic seminar in Boston, and Darren gave it. And intermediate and patient management and ACTs just followed right behind that. It's been an epiphany in my life and in my practice. Successes. Allergies and bowel problems, pretty easy to fix. Fibromyalgia syndromes. Matter of fact, I had a great win 3 weeks ago. I've had this one patient she's like my star nutrition patient. She did everything perfect, changed her diet, showed up, took her supplements. And in the course of 8 months, we transformed her from somebody who was on Cymbalta with this pain syndrome. Her husband couldn't even give her a massage, couldn't get a hug, to a person who lost 55 pounds. And we finally sent her back to her medical physician, rheumatologist, to see if she could get his okay, because we don't recommend changing drug therapy, to get off her Cymbalta. And finally, a physician looked across the desk and said, "What have you been doing?" And when she told him, he asked, "I want to speak to that guy." And so we actually have developed a referral relationship now with this rheumatologist who has 3 big practices in northern New Jersey, and we're giving lectures to his fibromyalgia support groups. And we've got a great, so that was really, really neat to get that recognition from the medical community, this doctor in particular. But just so many successes. You know, the human body heals given the right set of circumstances. And like I say, I wish I would have done it way, way sooner. Hey everybody, Dr. Lawson here again. I wanted to talk a little bit about how to be healthy throughout the last, about 40 years of your life. So it's all about your metabolic process, and the food that you take in for the first 40 years or 30 years of your life molds and determines how you're going to feel in the second 30 to 40, 50 years of your life. The average human can live to 90 years old if you take care of yourselves. So the thing you need to do is detox your body. And it's not that you may have chemical toxicity or heavy metal toxicity from the environment, but the toxicity mostly we're talking about here comes from the food that you're eating. And it's not really food, it's just ingredients, and your body tries to run itself every day. And if you're giving it improper ingredients, it has a tough time working properly. And then you get into your third and fourth decade and you go to get an annual physical, and some of your blood work numbers are off, and the doctor's offering you medication for blood pressure or cholesterol or type 2 diabetes, your sugar's up a little bit. And all these things are preventable and reversible if you change your diet early enough in your lifetime. So, you need to get rid of your sugar intake, you need to get rid of your processed foods, and you need to detox your body. I'm bringing this up today because we have a detox program available in the office where you drink a shake that has detox ingredients in it, along with protein and carbohydrate and fat. And you do that in addition to having a very restricted diet. It's not easy to do, but in 12 months' time, you can do this detox program and change your diet. And the detox is only 21 days. So less than 1 month of detox and a willingness to change your diet can take you from an individual that's on that path to improper blood work and bad things starting to happen in your body to one who's vital and lives a full life up to 90 years old. So ask me about this detox program, and we can give you some great information on it. Hey, Dr. Lawson here. Today I want to talk about exercise. So exercise is so important in the human body as we go through the aging process that it's probably the number 2 thing we should do to ourselves. Number 1 being a good intake of ingredients through your diet every day. Number 2 is exercise. And number 3 is going to be chiropractic. So I'm actually third on the list here. But to exercise, when you move your joints, your brain says, holy mackerel, this guy's moving his joints like a son of a gun. So look, so if you just have your shoulder sticking out like this and you never move it, your body loves that. Your brain loves that because it doesn't have to send any energy over there. But when you start to do this on a constant basis every day, and then add weights to that movement and do a series of weight training exercises, the signal from those joints to your brain is, send us ingredients, send us protein, send us everything we need to maintain our ligament and muscle and tendon structures. The bones become healthier. So when you do exercise, you're forcing your body to send ingredients to all parts of your body that it would rather not send, or would rather not be bothered and have you just waste away. That's how energy conscious your brain is. It's like, well, if you're not using that, I'm not sending any energy over there. But when you use it, you force your brain to send ingredients to the areas that you're using, and that increases your metabolic process. And a fast metabolism with healthy joints and muscles and bones is what it takes to be real healthy as you go through aging process. So there's a tip for the day, is exercise and move your joints. Today I'd like to talk a little bit about sugar. You know, sugar in the American diet is what causes most chronic disease processes because it causes the metabolism to be hyperinflammatory. Those are the persons that get type 2 diabetes and thyroid disorders and allergies and all the chronic diseases associated with too much inflammatory reaction. So how do you get rid of that or try to be healthier and maintain your body's metabolism against that? You eat less sugar. So everybody wants to start their day out with a nice breakfast. So here's the kind of healthy way to get a breakfast going. So we're going to take and make a nice shake. So the first thing I'm going to do is take some Tropicana Pure Premium, the best with pulp, and about 10 to 12 ounces of that we're going to put into a nice shake. Then we're going to put a nice organic banana, and then we're going to take and put some Dannon fruit on the bottom blueberry, and this is made with 100% milk cultures. And we're going to whiz that all up, and maybe we'll put a scoop or two of protein powder in there, so maybe you might get 30 to 35 grams of protein. So that is the worst thing in the world you can eat for breakfast. Now, the orange juice has 12 ounces has 34 grams of sugar. The banana has 10 grams of sugar. The Dannon fruit on the bottom yogurt has 21 grams of sugar. And then let's say we want to make it a little bit sweeter. We put in a half a teaspoon of honey, which is about another 5 grams of sugar. So that's a total of 70 grams of sugar. And guess what? A can of Coke has 39 grams of sugar. So that seemingly good shake for breakfast has almost 2 cans worth of Coke sugar in it. And I don't think anybody would even consider drinking 2 cans of Coke for breakfast. Now a shake like that with 70 grams of sugar, you could ingest that if you're the type of person that's working out 4 days a week and you can run between an 8 and 9 minute mile, and you can do 25 push-ups, and you can do 50 sit-ups, and you can do 20 burpees and 20 wall balls, and then do 20 leg lunges with 25 pounds in each hand. And if you can do that intently, with a good intensity, 4 days or more a week, you can have that shake. But if you're not exercising that much, that sugar is really bad for your metabolism, especially if you're a person that has breakfast cereals a couple of times a week, or if this is your snack or your pre-workout routine, and you're having pizza and pasta and bagels and bread. So take this shake and dump it in the sink and have a couple of eggs sauteed with spinach, because the protein is much better for you for breakfast. And by the way, the cholesterol in the eggs is okay, because cholesterol does not cause heart disease. I'd like to continue the talk about how diet can affect your health going forward as we get older. And one of the most important things you can do is decrease your carbohydrate intake and increase your protein intake. A great recommendation, and it's not easy to do, would be to eat your body weight. So if you're 150 pounds, eat your body weight in grams of protein. So if you're 150 pounds weight, you want to eat 150 grams of protein. Now, a couple of reasons why it's not easy to do. One is that it's a pretty large volume of food. And two, you have to weigh and measure. So if you'd like to start that journey, get yourself a food scale and a measuring cup and start looking at the protein in things that you eat and try to ingest your body weight in protein. The volume of food that you consume, eating your body weight in protein, along with that, where there'll be plenty of fat. So if you're 150 to 175 pound individual, you'll probably get 40 grams or 50, between 40 and 50 grams of fat along with all that protein that you ingest. So here's some good tips on things to do. Eggs. They don't have a ton, but there's 6, 7, 8 grams of protein per egg. This is one of my favorites. This is chicken breast in a can. This has 78 grams of protein for the one can. Typical protein shake, this has 30 grams of protein in it. So between that chicken and this, there's 100 grams of protein, 6 grams of protein for the egg, and a great thing to ingest if you're going to eat some kind of a snack that's kind of almost seems like a cheat, but this is one of the best ones. Quest chips. This bag of Quest chips has 19 grams of protein in it. So for all these things right here, we're looking at almost 120 grams of protein. So there's a good tip. Eat your body weight in protein daily, and you will decrease your inflammatory reaction in your body. Type 2 diabetes will disappear from your body. Allergies will disappear. You'll sleep better. There's a myriad of beneficial health effects from eating a higher protein diet and less carbohydrate diet. All right, hope you guys have a good day. I'd like to talk today a little bit about nutrition. So the best thing you can do for yourself as a human being as you age is put proper ingredients into your mouth. So you need the proper carbohydrate, fat, and protein in order to build human muscle tissue and have energy to perform the tasks that you need. So if you put in the right amount of ingredients every day, your body can work pretty easily, and you maintain a higher level of health throughout the course of your lifetime. The lower the quality of the ingredients you put in, like McDonald's and Burger King and any fast foods or things with label and sugar, the harder it is for your body to work as you age, and the more likely you are to succumb to chronic disease processes that plague our country. The United States is we're the richest country in the world and the sickest country in the world. Look what happened with the pandemic. A flu that was 96.7% recoverable from killed 100,000 people. Unbelievable. And nobody says a word about it. But anyway, that's for another talk. So one of the main ingredients you need in order to use carbohydrate, fat, and protein are vitamins. And vitamins only come from one source on our planet in abundance, and that's vegetable matter. So green leafy vegetables and all the vegetables that there are a necessity for your diet in order for your body to use carbohydrate, fat, and protein and be able to exist in a healthy state as you go through the decades of life. So if you're not eating 2 to 3 servings of raw vegetables per day, a good alternative would be Catalin vitamin supplements that we have here in our office. It's a whole food multivitamin that supplies the equivalent of 2, maybe almost 3 servings of raw vegetable ingredients every day. So ask about our Catalin, and it'll help you help your body process the food that you intake. Good morning, guys. Dr. Lawson here. Today we want to talk about eating the sun's energy. Now you might be thinking Dr. Lawson's lost it a little bit, but just consider this. The only source of energy on this planet comes from the sun. The sun shines on the earth, warms the earth, plants sprout. The sun's energy is transmitted into the plant's leaves, and then we eat the leaves and we get the sun's energy. So if you'd like to be more healthy, maybe live to 95 years old, you want to eat the sun's energy. You do that by eating vegetable materials. That's where the vitamins, minerals, and enzymes are. So eat the sun's energy and live to 95.